Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be starting a new series called Makeup Inspired by the 7 Deadly Sins. We are going to be doing lust. So if you actually search on the internet, lust is represented by the color blue. So majority of our look today is going to be focused on that color. And I'm gonna start off with my base. Today I'm gonna be using a different kind of foundation. This is from Aquamari in the shade number 02. It's their Aqua Glow Cushion Foundation and it's really good. It's more natural. The coverage is not as intense, but it gives a really nice glow to the skin, which is the kind of look I am looking for. Today's look will be more on eyeshadow, like eyeshadow techniques rather than face paint. So I mean, I'd still consider it as under SFX makeup, just not your typical kind, because obviously this is going to be very different from conventional makeup. As you can see, this foundation has evened out all my redness and just leaves a really nice glow to my skin. Okay, I'm gonna go in with concealer by Loreal. This one. I just bought this recently and it's super good. Like, the coverage is insane. You can purchase this on Shoppee, by the way. I'll link everything down below as usual. I'm just using my sponge. Pro tip: the difference between using a sponge and a brush when you're blending, if you want less coverage, you use a sponge because the sponge soaks up more product. Not really a con of using a brush, but if you use the wrong kind of brush, sometimes you could see the brush strokes when you're blending out concealer. Using a sponge or a beauty blender makes things more smooth in terms of like your complexion and how the concealer sets on your face. As you can see, it looks very seamless. Also, make sure to dampen your sponge so that it's soft. If you don't dampen it, it's gonna be like pounding a rock on your face. And then I'm just using the Beauty Bakerie powder to set everything down. I'm only gonna set under the areas I placed concealer on. I won't be setting the other areas of my face because I'd like to keep those parts more glowy. Okay, so since this look is more abstract than usual, I will not be using the typical contour and blush. I'm gonna be using this palette for my eyes. I'm going in with this dark blue shade and I'm going to use that as my transition color all over my eye. And unlike my usual looks, I actually want to kind of drag this down here and drag it out here as well. I'll do the same on the other side. Okay, so just to talk about why I usually shy away from very extreme eyeshadow looks is because I feel like my eyelid space is not big in comparison to other creators who do really extreme eyeshadow. You can see it's not a lot of space to work with. You want the intricate designs to be seen. I look crazy now, but you know, you gotta trust the process. I'm going in with a brush with no pigment at all, just to blend everything out. You know, I'm hoping with this look, when I post my transition on TikTok, this won't get taken down. I don't think this is going to be scary at all. Also, I apologize if you can hear construction because our neighbor is doing, I think they're building a swimming pool, so it might be noisy. I will be going in with the same concealer I used under my eyes. I'm just going to be cutting my crease. Anyway, I'm just getting like a flat brush and I have concealer on my hand. Now that's a cut crease. Now I have to, the challenge is always to mimic the other side. Okay, now that we've cut the crease, we can set it down with powder. When we put on a lighter color on top of the concealer, we don't want it to become clumpy. It is best to set your cut crease. Okay, now that we've set it, I will be using a blue shimmer shade. I'm just using, by the way, a flat shader brush. because it's more dense. Usually denser brushes pick up more product. I'm actually blending a blue shade from the Thirsty palette and that shimmer shade just so that the color is more opaque and it's more visible. I'm going in with the same dark blue I used and just intensifying that so that it's more visible. The contrast is more visible. Okay, I actually want to go in with the same black eyeshadow I used in my last video and just darken the edges a little bit so that the color pops more. I'm just gonna do that with a super tiny brush. Okay, I'm gonna go in with white eyeliner and just trace that cut crease. Am I the only one who holds my breath when I do eyeliner? There, it's kind of even. This eyeliner, I think is not that great. This color specifically is not so good. You need to layer it a lot, so it's not the most pigmented. But anyway, and then I'm gonna go in with black eyeliner. Well, that's still kind of wet. I'm gonna get the dark blue shadow and just buff it out. I will be using the silver eyeshadow from Jeffree Star Cosmetics and placing that in the inner corner of my eye so that everything is more cohesive. That's the word. Everything's more cohesive. I'm gonna add blue contour and I'm still gonna use eyeshadow for that. I'm gonna add some highlighter and I'm using the same silver shade I used for the inner corner of my eyes. Okay, I'm actually going to be dragging the dark blue shade under. I'm going to be adding freckles as well. I'm using eyeliner. And then I am going to pat that down with powder. And then I'm gonna put mascara. Remember when I said I don't do my brows? I actually bought recently. It's a Fluff Max from Focallure. I have no idea what it does. Apparently you're just supposed to brush it on top of your brows and it's supposed to do something. So we'll see. Okay, I have no idea if that did anything to my brows. Then lips. Okay, I just put that base and then I'm just gonna add the dark blue eyeshadow on top so that it becomes a darker color. That's how it looks. I'm just gonna get changed and do some costume kind of thing. I'll be back.